Hey everybody, in preparation for Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, I thought I would go over the Disney Star Wars films in two parts. Originally I was going to do these one by one, but I figured I might as well just get it over with and put them into two different videos, especially since I still have to review The Rise of Skywalker. I won't be able to do that until about Saturday. But with four films, not counting any of the TV shows by the way, there are only two good movies and two bad movies. I have no idea what Rise of Skywalker is, except for what I've seen, read, and spoilers, and I'm not happy. So, here we go. Oh man, you know this is going to be bad, but not as bad as you might think. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Let's start with the first one, The Force Awakens. Now, I want to state real quick, this is actually not a bad film, but the rating is actually 7 out of 10. It is really much a rehashing of A New Hope. But to be fair, that's not entirely a bad thing. At least because it was interesting at first. Now, the film opens up introducing us to a couple of the characters. We meet, first of all, BB 8, Poe, our guest character, I can't remember the actress name to save my life, and then Kylo Ren comes in, and with Captain Phasma, and of course Finn. And we see all these people dying. Now, I have to say this right now. In terms of world building, these stormtroopers do not have the same problems that I have with this piece of junk right here on my head. They can see. Their helmets are not these gigantic things. I mean, my head is much smaller than this. So that gives you a hint. They have better eye views and stuff. Clearly, the First Orders realized quality over quantity. They don't have quantity, they need quality. And that's a good point to the film. Now, after all of this, Poe is captured. We see Kylo Ren has some pretty cool powers, a new lightsaber. And then we cut to the amazing Wonder Ray. By the way, thanks for that, Doomcock. And you really get the sense that this is somebody who's been surviving. She has this unique point. And at one point, we see her looking at this old woman, and we realize this could be her in the future. Sorry. This helmet's going to stink now. Moving on. After this, Kylo Ren starts interrogating Finn. Poe learns about BB, tries to go after the MacGuffin that won't tell him where Skywalker is, and this is where the film gets in. Eventually, Finn and Poe escape. Finn, he doesn't even have a name. Finn gives him a name from what it sounds like, his registry number is. And it's really the only space battle we get in the film. That's the only thing I'm really disappointed. It's the only space battle. But it gives us an idea of how tough these new TIE fighters are. You could just look at a TIE fighter in all the original movies badly and they would just fall apart. In this one, it actually can take a bit of punishment. Even when the X-Wings are coming in, these are much bigger gunships, they take a couple of dozen hits to take one out. And even then, it's like the main cockpit is capable of surviving. So there's been some serious work put into it. And we just go from there. Now, eventually, they crash land, they get BB-8, they get Rey, and they go off on their adventure. And this is how we get set up to the film. They get the Falcon, and of course, the famous, it's garbage, it's a piece of junk. Yet, it's the most classic Star Wars ship we've got. This is actually good because it does set up a precedent. And as you can imagine, they get back, we get introduced to Han and Chewie, legacy characters, all good. And then Leia, we have betrayals. Now, here's the interesting thing I want to point out, is that until a certain point in the film, and I had to rewatch this to see again, Rey does not start using any force power. She's just, how do I put it? She's just in awe of everything. She's just this junk dealer from Jakku, and, it isn't until she touches Anakin's lightsaber, which was once Luke's, that she gets that force vision. That's when we get the hint there's more to her, but it's also clear that there's something about her that's not right. She's special, but she's also clearly, trying with something. Something about her is special, and yet she doesn't know how to respond to it. It actually made for a good character. After that, she gets captured by Kylo Ren, and she's still using a freaking handgun. Then the Resistance comes and saves the day. Finn at least knows how to fight with a lightsaber. He's not very good, but remember that he was designed to fight people with lightsabers, so he at least knows what he's doing up to a point. And being a former stormtrooper works out pretty well. She doesn't really become a real Force thing until Kylo Ren tries to say, I'm going to rip all that information out of your head. And that's when I think the whole transfer happened. For all we know, Abrams had an amazing plan originally, and then Rian Johnson screwed it up. This is why I like to say this film actually isn't bad. It's okay. It's good. That's why it's still one of the good films. And it worked so well on that point. And if they had developed it from this point, not what Johnson did, not what Abrams has to do now with The Rise of Skywalker, we could have had something. Because it's clear. Rey was not some nobody. There was something special about her right from the word go. And I felt that too. Now, was she a bit of a Mary Sue? Not yet. This movie did not make her a Mary Sue, but she was on the tip of it. The problem is that we needed that next film to fill in this little gap that would have told us why she was like that. And why, because even when she does the first, mind trick, she doesn't succeed. She doesn't succeed. And it's clear that she's like, oh, please let this work. The first time she catches a lightsaber, she's like in total shock. And just looking at like, did I just do that? And you have to remember, in that first film, the only reason she beat Kylo Ren is because he was already injured. Already injured. So, he was in no state to really fight. And he still took down a former stormtrooper who was designed to fight Jedi. All the stormtroopers had training to deal with potential Jedi. You saw us with the weapons they were frickin' wielding and shit. So, yeah. I mean, and he took, Finn out. But, damn, man. She was, you could see her trying to tap into everything. And plus, you have the whole planet breaking up. It made for a good point. Then, we finally have Luke and stuff. Now, the look on Luke's face, and I do want to point this out for this movie, was not one of, oh, I've given up on the Jedi, go away. It was, how the hell did you find me? And you. That was the look he literally gave, was, you. Like, what the hell is going on? And then, of course, Rian Johnson's film come out. That'll be for the next video. So, again, I'm going to say it now. 7 out of 10. Not a bad film. Basically just good. And that's the sentiment of a lot of people. I'm not going to call it a masterpiece. And it does start the Mary Sue problem, but it's not the conclusion. She's not a Mary Sue in this one yet. Now for the other good one. And this is the one that everybody likes. And that is Rogue One. Now, yes, can be said to have some SJW undertones. And I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. I like it more than The Force Awakens. Why? Because it actually did a good job. This film is a love letter to the fans. Yes, it has some annoyances and a few things, but again, it was a love letter. It did its own damn thing. But yes, it did have to tie into Episode 4, and it had little elements to tie into, Episode 3 and stuff, and some of the other series. And it worked. Now again, yes, the whole Tarkin and Leia digital face thing was an annoyance. But not as bad as you might be thinking. In all fairness, I had no problem with the Leia's. Quick. Tarkin did have one or two sequences where it's like, oh my god, what the hell did you just do? That you could tell he was totally fake. Except for those moments. It was actually believable, and it sounded like Peter Cushing. I'm actually impressed by that, still to this day. The battle sequences were good. They used unused footage from Episode 4 for crying out loud. So even in a weird way, George Lucas contributed to this film. And it fits in so well. They even set up, Red 5, where are you going? And then he gets blown up. We understand now where Luke gets his Red 5 point from. His place in the squadron. It was so cool in that regard. They built up so much. And you know, for a Disney film, this was pretty violent. You had people being blown up, shot, killed, maimed, and yet it still had everything just right. It had a pinch of the humor you would need with this world building, this understanding and stuff, and it just worked. I can't say that about many other films, and it just works so well. In fact, this is still one of the best space battles, in my opinion, because it went from space to ground warfare, atmospheric fighters. You saw so much, and you realized how serious the Empire was. And they still did not break canon in the regard of, oh, the super weapon fired. Yeah, but it never destroyed a planet. It destroyed cities and huge swaths of the planet, but it never completely destroyed a city. This was good. This was good world building, and it fits so well. And the ending with Darth Vader was freaking awesome. You had memorable villains. You had returning characters from all the series. James Earl Jones. I can't even pronounce some of the names of some of the other actors. God, I really wish I could. Oh well. But they did such a good job. And that's what I think works for Rogue One. It worked very well. And this movie, I can clearly see, had a lot of work going into it. Reshoots. And probably cut after cut. I mean, if you've seen some of the footages from trailers and even documentaries, you'll see just how serious it was. You'll saw them, like, running with the plans on the beach, even though she never gets off the damn tower. Until, like, the very end when they're all about to die. That gives you an idea of just how serious it is. And yet, it felt so good to watch this film because they risked everything. This was the daring heist that we heard about in the opening crawl of episode 4. And it works. It does its own thing. And the cast is incredible. Felicity Jones works. And you know what? She's not even wearing makeup, okay? She looks like a normal human being. Yes, she's beautiful. They're definitely trying to show off some skin, having, like, practically skin-tight clothing. But guess what? I wasn't paying attention to her butt or certain other aspects. I was enthralled in the story. That's what worked. And you did such good things. I even felt for a droid's death, for crying out loud. That's all you're going to get on that. How do you not like that? That's why The Force Awakens, despite its problems, and Rogue One are the good ones. They're the only good films. This is when Star Wars was still Star Wars. But unfortunately, after these two, it all went downhill. God. That's going to be another video. We all know it's coming. And plus, I'm going to have to see Rise. I'm not doing it in this, though. This helmet I like, but it's... there's days I want to check it across the room. Yeah, I'll be fair about that. Hold on. Gets a little sweaty in here. Ooh. You know, Luke was right. They can't breathe in this thing. Just give you a hint. But again, Force Awakens, 7 out of 10. Rogue One, 7 out of 10 for The Force Awakens, and I'm losing count what I'm doing. And Rogue One, 8 out of 10. These are the good films. They work. They don't screw us over. They don't make you feel like you should be ashamed to be who you are. They're just good films. They're good. One's better than the other, but they're good. However, after this, it's all downhill, guys. It's all downhill. Anyways, like and subscribe. I'll see you later. And remember, in a couple of days, I will be doing the review. Hopefully. Just bear with me. Like, subscribe, guys. See ya.